Every day, people judge you, not by your words, but by your energy, your habits, and your smallest actions. Your image is your silent identity. It's what people say about you when you're not in the room. You might think it doesn't matter what others think, but let's be honest. In this world, perception is power. The Stoics understood this. They believed that a person's character is their currency, and once that is damaged, everything else begins to fall apart. So today, let's uncover 7 things that silently destroy your image, often without you even realizing it. If you truly care about your personal power, your growth, and how the world perceives you, stay till the end. And before we begin, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's build a mindset so powerful that no one can shake it. 1. Constantly explaining yourself. There's a silent desperation that comes from always feeling the need to explain yourself, to justify every action, to defend every choice, to make others understand you. It feels innocent at first. You just want people to know your side, your truth, your intention. But over time, it drains your strength, your dignity, and your peace. Every time you over-explain, you silently tell the world, your opinion of me matters more than my own. A strong person doesn't do that. A strong person knows that clarity doesn't come from convincing. It comes from consistency. The Stoics believe that truth needs no defense. It reveals itself through action. They lived by the idea that if your character is clean, you never have to prove it. The weak scream their innocence. The wise stay calm and let time do the talking. Imagine this. Someone questions your motives, twists your words, spreads rumors. The instinct is to respond immediately, to clear your name, to fix how they see you. But the more you talk, the more they doubt you. People rarely believe those who try too hard to be believed. There's power in restraint. There's dominance in silence. The one who can walk away without defending himself owns the situation because he's no longer playing someone else's game. The Stoics had a saying, "What you are speaks so loudly, I cannot hear what you say." You don't need to explain when your actions already show your truth. Let your results speak. Let your discipline speak. Let your consistency speak. When you live authentically, people can either see it or not. Either way, you remain unmoved. Explaining yourself constantly is emotional slavery. You hand over your peace to people who haven't earned it. Remember this, not everyone deserves access to your explanation. Some people question you just to see you react. Some want to pull you down to their level. Don't give them that satisfaction. Silence doesn't mean weakness, it means control. It means your self-respect is louder than your insecurities. Let them misunderstand you. Let them talk. You stay focused, unshaken, and grounded. Because mystery is magnetic and desperation repels. The day you stop begging to be understood is the day you finally step into your power. From that moment on, your energy changes, calm, confident, untouchable. That's how real strength looks. That's how true image is built. 2. Talking too much about yourself. One of the fastest ways to destroy your image, and you won't even realize it's happening, is by talking too much about yourself. It starts innocently. You want to share your experiences, your struggles, your achievements. You want people to understand who you are. But what you don't notice is that the more every conversation circles back to you, the less people actually want to be around you. Because deep down, everyone is fighting their own silent battle. And the moment they feel unheard, they disconnect. Have you ever met someone who, no matter what you say, finds a way to turn the topic back to themselves? You mention you're tired. They talk about how they've been exhausted for weeks. You share a small win. They one-up you with a bigger one. At first, you smile politely. But slowly, you start losing interest. That's exactly what happens when you talk too much about yourself. You become noise in a world already filled with too many voices. The Stoics understood the art of restraint. They practiced silence not because they had nothing to say, but because they understood that wisdom lives in listening. A man who listens deeply gains insight, control, and power. When you speak endlessly, you give away your energy. You reveal your insecurities, your need for validation, your hidden hunger to be seen. But when you speak with precision and restraint, your words carry weight. People lean in. They listen. Seneca once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we may listen twice as much as we speak." Talking too much about yourself is often a sign of emptiness. a quiet need to fill the silence with your story because you fear invisibility. But the truth is, silence creates mystery. Mystery creates respect. Respect creates influence. When you stop trying to impress, people become impressed naturally. The most powerful people in any room are never the ones speaking the loudest. They're the ones who speak least, yet say the most. They ask questions. They make others feel seen. And when they finally speak, everyone listens, because their silence has already built anticipation. If you want to elevate your image, talk less. Observe more. Make others the center of the conversation. You'll notice something magical. People will start gravitating toward you. They'll sense your composure, your calm energy, your depth. That's the paradox. The less you talk about yourself, the more people start talking about you. In the end, your words should add value, not volume. Speak with intention, listen with awareness, and carry the quiet confidence of someone who doesn't need to prove who they are. Because when your energy speaks louder than your words, that's when you've truly mastered your image. 3. Reacting emotionally to everything. One of the most powerful ways to destroy your image and your peace is by reacting emotionally to everything. When someone disrespects you, provokes you, or tests you, the instant urge to react feels natural. Your pride screams for justice. Your ego demands a response. But here's the harsh truth. The moment you explode, you lose control. You hand over your power to the very people trying to shake you. In that moment of rage, you're no longer leading your emotions. Your emotions are leading you. You've become predictable, easy to manipulate, and easy to break. And the world notices. Your enemies, your rivals, even your friends, they start to see that all it takes to control you is to trigger you. That's how people destroy you without even lifting a finger. They pull your strings and watch you dance. The Stoics understood this thousands of years ago. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you'll find strength." That's the essence of emotional mastery. You cannot control what people do to you, but you can control how you respond. And that single choice, to stay calm when others expect you to lose it, separates the powerful from the ordinary. Imagine standing in front of someone who insults you, mocks you, and tries to humiliate you. Most people would lash out, defend themselves, or return fire. But the calm man, the stoic man, simply looks at them, unbothered. His silence cuts deeper than any words could. His composure becomes a weapon. Because true power doesn't need to prove itself. It just is. When you react emotionally, you reveal your wounds. When you stay calm, you expose theirs. Every time you control your reaction, you build an invisible shield around your mind. One that no insult, betrayal, or manipulation can pierce. People start noticing that nothing shakes you, nothing breaks you. That's when respect grows. That's when your image rises. The truth is, emotions are not your enemies. They're signals, powerful ones, but they're not meant to control you. Anger can push you to act. Sadness can help you reflect. Fear can keep you alert. But when these emotions start driving your actions, they drive you straight into chaos. So, the next time someone tries to provoke you, pause. Breathe. Smile. Let silence be your answer. Because silence is not weakness, it's strategy. Calmness is not indifference, it's strength. Every outburst costs you energy. Every moment of restraint earns you respect. In the end, emotional control is not about suppressing feelings. It's about mastering them. It's about choosing peace over pride, focus over fury, and wisdom over impulse. Remember this. The one who can stay calm in chaos owns the battlefield. 4. Gossiping about others. One of the quickest ways to destroy your image and lose the quiet respect of those around you is by gossiping about others. It feels harmless at first. You're just sharing something interesting, just talking about what happened. But underneath that small talk lies a silent poison, one that slowly eats away at your integrity, your reputation, and your peace of mind. When you talk behind someone's back, you may think you're bonding with others, but you're really exposing your own insecurity. Because gossip is never about the person being talked about. It's about the person doing the talking. It reveals a hunger for attention, a need to feel important by pulling someone else down. And here's the truth. People might laugh with you in that moment, but deep down, they'll never trust you. They'll think, if they can talk about them like this, what do they say about me when I'm not around? That thought destroys your image instantly. Your words become cheap. Your presence becomes questionable. The Stoics knew this well. They taught that a wise man minds his own soul, meaning he focuses on his own growth, not others' flaws. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." Gossip is the opposite of that wisdom. It's the art of judging others instead of improving yourself. Think about it. Great minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, and small minds discuss people. The more you talk about others, the smaller your world becomes. You get trapped in comparison, jealousy, and drama. But when you stop gossiping, something powerful happens. You free your energy. You start seeing how precious your words really are. Gossiping might make you feel powerful for a moment, but it's false power, borrowed, fleeting, and fragile. True strength comes from restraint, from choosing silence when others are busy tearing people apart. The one who can listen without adding fuel to the fire is the one people truly respect. Every word you speak carries energy. When your tongue spreads negativity, it stains your spirit. But when you speak with integrity, when your words build, not destroy, your presence starts to shine differently. People feel safe around you. They trust you. They know your silence means loyalty, not judgment. So, the next time someone brings gossip to your table, smile and change the subject. You don't have to be part of every conversation. You don't need to know every rumor. Protect your peace like it's sacred, because it is. The Stoics believed your reputation should reflect your inner discipline. Don't trade that for cheap entertainment. Remember this: the more you rise in life, the quieter you must become. Because those who gossip look up to greatness, and those who are great never look down. 5. Complaining about your life. Everyone suffers. Every single person you meet carries a burden you can't see. But the difference between the strong and the weak isn't who has problems, it's how they carry them. Complaining is the easiest thing in the world. It requires no courage, no strength, no discipline. Anyone can point out what's wrong. But it takes extraordinary character to face pain in silence and still move forward with grace. When you constantly talk about your problems, you might think you're just venting, but what you're really doing is projecting weakness. You drain your own energy and push people away. No one is inspired by someone who always feels like a victim of life. The world doesn't respect complaints, it respects composure. Because when chaos hits and everyone is panicking, the one who stays calm becomes the one everyone looks to. The Stoics understood this deeply. Epictetus said, "Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it." In other words, stop talking about how strong or wise you are. Show it through your behavior. When things go wrong, don't announce your suffering to the world. Let your resilience speak for itself. There's something magnetic about a person who suffers quietly and still shows kindness, who walks through storms without screaming for attention. Complaining makes you weaker because it focuses your mind on what you can't control. The Stoics believe that peace comes from directing your energy only toward what's within your control, your thoughts, your reactions, your effort. Every time you complain, you surrender that power. You start believing you're helpless. And once you start believing it, your spirit breaks. Life will test you, brutally, unfairly, relentlessly. People will betray you, plans will fail, dreams will crumble. But complaining won't change any of it. It only adds more noise to the pain. The real warriors of life don't cry for sympathy. They use their pain as fuel. They suffer in silence, learn from it, and rise sharper, wiser, and calmer. That quiet strength speaks louder than 1,000 complaints ever could. When you stop complaining, something miraculous happens. You begin to see your challenges differently. Instead of "why me?" you start asking, "What is this trying to teach me?" And that question transforms you from a victim into a creator of your own destiny. So, the next time you feel the urge to complain, pause. Breathe. Ask yourself, will this make me stronger or smaller? Choose strength. Choose silence. Be the one who stays grounded when the world shakes. Because the truth is, people might forget what you say, but they never forget how you carry yourself when life tries to break you. 6. Seeking validation. One of the most dangerous addictions in modern life isn't drugs or alcohol, it's validation. That constant need for someone to notice you, like your post, praise your effort, or approve your choices. You post something, and instead of feeling fulfilled, you keep checking who liked it, who commented, who didn't. You do good things only when others are watching, hoping for recognition. But here's the brutal truth. That's not confidence. That's slavery to approval. And nothing destroys your self-worth faster than living for the applause of others. When your happiness depends on validation, you've handed over control of your peace to the outside world. The moment people stop approving of you, you collapse. Their silence feels like rejection, and rejection feels like failure. You start shaping your personality, your words, even your dreams, just to fit what others want to see. But that's not living, that's performing. You become a puppet, not a person. The Stoics believe that true freedom begins the moment you stop depending on others for your sense of worth. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." That's the paradox of validation. We want others to approve of us more than we approve of ourselves. But the Stoics knew, the moment you stop chasing validation, you become untouchable. Imagine walking into a room and not needing anyone's approval, not their praise, not their attention, not their likes. Your energy shifts. You move differently. You speak with calm conviction because you no longer fear being judged. That quiet confidence is magnetic. People start respecting you, not because you beg for it, but because you finally respect yourself. Validation seeking is emotional debt. Every time you look for approval, you borrow worth from others, and one day, that debt must be paid in insecurity. But when you find validation within, you own your peace. You no longer need to impress, you simply express. You stop asking, "Do they like me?" and start asking, "Do I like who I am becoming?" And that's where real strength begins. The Stoics didn't chase praise, they chased purpose. They didn't need recognition because their actions were guided by principle, not popularity. Be that kind of person. Do good quietly. Succeed silently. Let your results speak for themselves. The next time you feel the urge to check how many people liked your photo, remind yourself, you don't need their approval to exist. You are enough without their applause. Because the loudest form of validation isn't found in likes or attention. It's found in the peace of knowing you no longer need it. 7. Disrespecting others publicly. When you humiliate someone in front of others, you don't reveal your strength, you reveal your weakness. Every time you mock someone, interrupt them, or talk down to them, you're not climbing higher, you're sinking lower. Because real confidence doesn't need to crush others to feel tall. It just is. Those who disrespect others publicly are unknowingly shouting one thing to the world: "I am insecure." Their words may sound loud, but their spirit trembles quietly inside. The truly powerful don't raise their voice, they raise their standards. They know that respect, even toward those who don't deserve it, reflects who they are, not who the other person is. There's a reason leaders correct privately and praise publicly. They understand that tearing someone down in front of others doesn't make them look dominant. It makes them look desperate. The Stoics taught that dignity isn't earned by how many people fear you, but by how many respect you when you're not in the room. Seneca said it best, "Character is destiny." Your destiny is written in how you treat people when no one can benefit you and when everyone is watching. Think about it. Every insult you throw, every sarcastic jab, every moment of mockery leaves a stain on your aura. People may laugh in the moment, but deep down, they start losing trust in you. They see arrogance disguised as humor. They see pain disguised as power. And no matter how loud your presence, it starts feeling hollow. But when you carry yourself with composure, when you can destroy someone with words but choose silence instead, that's when you become untouchable. Because true strength is self-control, true power is restraint, and true respect is earned, not demanded. The ones who hold their dignity even in chaos are remembered long after the loud ones fade away. So choose respect, not because they deserve it, but because you do. As we conclude, your image isn't built by clothes, money, or status. It's built by how you behave when no one's watching. The world doesn't destroy your image. You do, when you forget self-control, integrity, and discipline. So, protect your energy, guard your reputation, and remember the Stoic truth. You can't control what others think, but you can control what you give them to think about. If you found this video valuable, hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Because the moment you start mastering your image, you start mastering your life.